Welcome to There's Layers to This, a live show streaming every Tuesday that blends Web3, art, toads, and lasagna-level commentary. Hosted by Valerie and Creatress, the show breaks down blockchain, AI, space tech, and more in a casual and fun way. Enjoy the show.
Hello guys, how's it going? Happy Taco Toast
Cinco de Mayo.
Tuesday. I wish it was Cinco de Mayo on a Tuesday, but it landed on a Monday, but it's okay because you can expect every Tuesday we got Taco Toads Tuesday. But welcome everybody. This is season 7, episode 5 of There's Layers to This. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you again so much for supporting and tuning into our show. This is going to be a really great episode. As you guys can probably see in the title, we will be bringing on 2 awesome guests. Some of you may know them from the Pizza Dow crew, but they'll be on a little bit later in the show. But if this is your first time here, welcome. This is There's Layers to This, where we talk everything from art, Web3, toads, AI, space tech, and all the things. We really try to uncover the layers here because, you know, we as humans have layers. Blockchain has layers. Pretty much the whole world, you know, operates in layers. But lasagna. But yes, hi, I'm Valerie, one of your hosts, aka V Dizzle. I started in the space back in May of 2021. I got in through an NFT art collection called V Friends, which was created by the famous entrepreneur, marketing guru, Gary Vee. And I won it in a giveaway. And I had offers on OpenSea of, I think it was like $140,000 at least I could have sold it for. But yeah, I didn't sell because I didn't know that in the site, you know, in the space, things go up and things go down, that they're cycles. So it's all good because it's led me to, you know, meeting friends like Creatress and all different things, exploring DAOs like Pizza Dow. So I'm still here, and what I do full time is I run a Web3 event company called Red Rug Edutainment. We do a lot of side events to some of the major conferences. And then I also have a meetup group called San Diego NFT Friends, where we meet once a month. But that's a little bit about me, but I'll bring it over to Creatress.
Hola. Hi, everybody. I'm Creatress, also known as S7E5 Mora in the real world. And I am a multidisciplinary artist. I have been a lifelong artist, studied art in San Diego at the University of San Diego. Well, actually, the San Diego State University. Let's be clear, because that's different than the San Diego University. Anyway, so I got a chance to try like every art form possible in art school, and even outside of it too. And so I have basically picked out all my favorite parts of every medium, and now I'm most known for 3D sculpting, using a virtual reality headset and doing it as a performance. So bringing the audience into my 3D studio and letting them see every single step of the creation of a sculpture. So that's what I love to do. That's what I do the most in Web3 and in the art world. And yeah, a little bit about how I got into Web3. It was through XRP 2017. Don't think I'm a whale or anything like that. I bought a little, sold it when it dropped. That's just where I started. And then Doge, you know, so classic. All the meme coins basically. So then Doge happened. I love dogs, and it just so happened that I caught it before it hit the top on SNL. So that was fun. That got me really excited about, you know, getting back into crypto. And then 2021, January 2nd, I joined Clubhouse, which, if you haven't heard of Clubhouse, that's where the NFT revolution really like took off and hit its like own little critical mass. We haven't hit true critical mass in my opinion, but that's where I got to really learn about it. And yeah, as an artist, it made sense. to just have your work on chain for provenance. And yeah, I started making NFTs in 2021. And I just never really looked back. In 2021, I got a chance to go to NFT NYC for the first time. And that week, I did my very first live VR performance. And so my journey is like very closely tied to Clubhouse and NFT NYC and just the whole 2021 class of the NFT boom. So yeah, fast forward to now, I got to meet Valerie in 2022 at an event that she was part of, and we've gotten a chance to work together on this show. We're on season 6. I've got to perform for events. Oh, season 7, y'all.
Season 7. I was like, wait.
it's even bigger than I remember sometimes. But yeah, we've gotten a chance to collaborate on the show, on events. I got to perform at several of her events. It's including Bitcoin Nashville, which was written about on NBC. So, we've got a chance to do a lot of cool stuff together. And yeah, just here bringing the news from our point of view. We're obviously not reporting on every single thing that happens, but we're reporting on the things that we find interesting. So strap in, get comfortable, grab some chips. I've got some churros right here that were brought over to me for this occasion. So I won't get too hungry because we do talk about food. And as you may have noticed, Valerie has a really nice piece of lasagna behind her. So I do tend to get hungry. And if you get hungry, we suggest that in honor of Tuesday and Taco Tuesday, that you eat a taco, or in solidarity with There's Layers to This, that you opt for lasagna. So lasagna or tacos while you're watching are our recommendation. Just like,
yes. I was just thinking, I was like, maybe we can like eventually compete with Food Network. You know how like Food Network, it's like you watch that channel and you're instantly hungry and you're like, oh, I can smell it through my TV screen, I'm like, you can think about smelling, some lasagna, and later in the show you might be able to smell some pizza, smell some cheese.
Yeah, pizza is okay today too, because we have our special guests from Pizza Day.
Yes.
So today's show,
okay,
yes, pizza, lasagna, or tacos are what we recommend you eat while you watch this show. All right, so grab your snacks. Let's get into it.
Now that we got that layered covered, we definitely, we're working a little bit on our production here, and so we've got a nice little slideshow we created for you guys today. But yeah, this is if you're new here, this is one of Creatress's sculptures, and so we have it as our cover. And in case you didn't know, we are live on X, YouTube, and Abstract. So yes, sit back, and this is season 7, episode 5. All right, happy belated Cinco de Mayo, Creatress. Did you do anything fun to celebrate?
Okay, so on actual Cinco de Mayo, I really took it easy because on the 4th of May, which is the day before, I did a lot of stuff. So Cinco de Mayo was more of like a chill vibe, yes. But I just want to say shout out to anyone who celebrated, whether it was in the US or here. And if you don't know why the US even celebrates it, I have mentioned it before, but I'll mention it very briefly again. There was a battle in Puebla, and it was the Mexican army, which was really like not really a super legit army, like very much outgunned, okay, and outmanned, went against the French army who was trying to invade, and they managed to defeat them. So what does that have to do with the US? Well, this was when the United States was still forming. So the fact that the Mexican army was able to defeat the French stopped them from marching all the way up to the United States and also taking over the newly created United States. So that's why it is celebrated both here in Mexico and in the US. So cheers to that. I hope you guys are enjoying your freedom and all of the beautiful perks that comes with living in the United States and Mexico as well. And I specifically am very, very grateful about this whole thing because I am Mexican and American. I am a dual citizen, and I personally have benefited so much, and my whole like who I am is so intricately linked to the fact that I was able to live here in Mexico and also in the United States. So
I feel like
that's
that's even represented in your art sometimes, like your dual nationality.
That's true. I do try to bring that into my art as much as I can. Maybe not super consciously all the time, but I do remember there's one artwork that I have where it's like Mount Rushmore, but the faces instead of the presidents are like native indigenous faces. And so right now when you mention that, I'm like, actually, that is literally like a blend of Mexico and like US. Like, yeah. So yeah, good observation. Thanks, Val.
Yeah. I always thought that, by the way. I guess I just never explicitly said it, but I feel like in your artwork you can definitely see.
I love that. Love that.
All right.
Well, let's talk about what we did. What I did on May 4th. I got a lot of fun things.
Is that on the next slide?
Yeah.
Da, da, da,
do. So, for ETH Cinco de Mayo, there was for Cinco de Mayo there was an event that was created called ETH Cinco de Mayo. And so that took place between May 1st and May 4th. And it was only because Cinco de Mayo actually fell on a Monday. So not super, not the best day for an event. So they took the weekend and made it a whole 4-day party. And so I got a chance to go since I am now in Mexico. I was only about an hour away. So I actually invited my aunt, and she graciously accepted and drove both of us to the city. And we got to take part of the conference. So it was a 2-day conference and then followed by a 2-day hackathon. So I primarily participated in the conference. I got a chance to go, and I saw my friend Empress Trash there, who also is in Mexico City. She lives there. And so I invited her, and she came out. We had a great time. We got a bunch of cool merch. We met with people from the Latin American community that were there building. We actually ran into someone from Canada as well. So it seems like some people actually flew in as well. It wasn't just Latin American artists and devs. But yeah, it was really fun. And I was really happy to onboard my aunt a little bit further. Because she's Web 2. She's very much Web 2. She's a psychologist. And yeah, she was like, the only time that she'd ever been to a Web 3 event was ETH Global in 2022. So I got a chance to.
That one was in Mexico as well.
Exactly. That was Mexico City. But that's like 2 years ago now, right? And that was her first just exposure to ETH and Web3. So this was her second one. And I think she really enjoyed it. She liked what people were saying. She sat in for some of the talks. She saw the Arbitrum panel. And then there was also a stable coin that was launched at the event that is linked to the Mexican peso. So now there's a stable coin that yes, for every single coin they have on that chain, they have a peso in their treasury, which is
that's fantastic. Yeah. That's
pretty freaking sweet. It was a good hackathon from what I saw. And then I got a chance to, first of all, when I got there, I saw the theater they had, and I was just like, oh my God, I want to perform here. And so I had already kind of talked to the organizers ahead of time, but we weren't able to organize anything official ahead of time. But when I got there, I ran into one of them, and they were like, oh my God, if you're open to it, we would love to have you do something. And so I went back on Sunday, which was May 4th. And I actually got a chance to do a brief performance for them, super last minute, but it was really fun. So, if we go to the next slide, I have a couple posts from the actual performance, and the reception was amazing. I actually just saw today there's an Instagram on the left. Somebody, Moncriar, okay, they literally shared almost the whole performance. So if you guys want to watch it, this
Beautiful.
reel that Montcriad posted is like 13 minutes long. So I welcome y'all to check it out. And then the things that she said were like super nice too. She said, I'll translate. She said a digital art presentation at the event Cinco de Mayo, celebrating Mexico. And we feel very like marveled, maravillados, I guess. Yeah. Like marveling at this sharing.
Amazed.
Amazed by this sharing of art and technology. Look at that translation. There you go.
Technology.
Yeah, it was really sweet. The reception. Oh, you can see. Yeah. I brought in some iconography from our favorite organizations as I try to.
Nice.
But yeah, the really fun thing about this event actually, or this performance in particular, was well, the internet wasn't great, which, you know, if you've seen one of my performances, if you know anything about my process, you might know that the internet connection is like super important, right? Because my headset is literally.
And any hackathon, by the way, as we know, like, you know, they need some Wi-Fi too.
Definitely. So for me, you know, the headset is wirelessly connected to the screen that it's showing on. So the connection, the Wi-Fi has to be pretty strong. So it wasn't as strong as we needed it to be. So it was a little bit pixely, but that was fine. That's not even, you know, a worry so much for me. The thing that really got a little wonky was the music. The music was coming from Spotify and it wasn't fully loaded. So the last song, it stopped 3 times. It stopped 3 different times while I was on stage, like finishing pretty much like this is the last little stretch.
So what did you do?
Well, what's funny is the first time it happened, I was just like, oh crap. And people I think thought that the performance was over. So they started clapping and I was just like, oh, thanks. You know what I'm saying? And then, but then I just like still kept going. I was like, oh, it'll turn back on. I realized that it was like a buffering issue. I knew that the guy wouldn't have just like paused it. So I just kept going. And then I think the audience realized what happened. So then they actually started clapping along like to the beat like of the song. And it was such a fun moment of like solidarity because like they could tell that I wasn't like it was a technical glitch. And so yeah, they like in my Instagram video that I posted, you can see like, or you can hear people are clapping to the beat. And it wasn't this one, but this one was shared by Merch 3. I honestly haven't actually like watched that full 18 seconds, but yeah, I encourage y'all to check out the video. I'll post it on X. I haven't posted it yet, but you can hear clapping along to the beat, and then the music starts, so the clapping stops, and then the music stops again, and then they resume the clapping to keep the beat going for me. So it was actually like a really fun experience where the audience like was literally like helping keep the performance going. And so yeah, just a really really fun moment. And of course being in Mexico and like yeah, just sharing this experience with many fellow, you know, Mexicans and people who were there in Mexico celebrating our culture was like really, really special. So that's what I did. That's what I did to celebrate early.
Hey, that is awesome. And I think that's what it's about, you know, people coming in to help and build something together, you know, whether it is, you know, the blockchain and dApps and experiences, or it's just, you know, a performance that you're doing at one of these events. And so I think that's so awesome. That reminds me of like the Mean Girls moment, like when they're doing like their holiday, like Christmas, you know, like performance on stage. And then Gretchen like kicks the boombox. That's
yes. Oh my god.
Yes. Comes in to like sing, and they like finish their performance. So you totally had like a movie moment, you know, where everyone's like joining in to keep the performance going. So
that's
hey,
funny. I didn't make that connection. But I love that. I might have to make a video to like compare that now, because that is so like yes, because they started singing like Jingle Bell Rock, right?
Yeah. Right, yes.
Oh man,
Well,
yes,
that's
great thing.
awesome. I am, jealous. I wanted to go to, eat Cinco de Mayo, but I stayed home. And you know what? For Cinco de Mayo yesterday, Keegan made some healthy turkey tacos. So yeah, we
Ooh.
were healthy, saving money, and we stayed home. So it's all good. And then for May the 4th, I think we also stayed in, but that weekend we went to the soccer game, which, by the way, if you guys have been watching, last game we lost, this game we won. So now we're in 4th place, by the way, and we beat Leo Messi's team. So, or not his team, but the team. Okay, sorry. Let me back up. We played against Dallas, and Dallas had won previously, their previous game against Inter Miami, which Leo Messi plays on. So here in San Diego, our San Diego team, we beat Dallas. So in a way, I felt like we beat Leo Messi. Just saying. Anyways,
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
anyways, that's what I did on, the weekend and my May 4th and my Cinco de Mayo. But awesome. Shall we see what else is on the deck?
Yes, yes. I actually think it was the day after that's the next thing coming up, because there were a couple things that happened in Mexico on Sunday. So here we have there was an exhibition called Transmuta, which I believe it translates to transmute, which I love this, because like all about transmuting energy that maybe you don't love into like really good stuff, right? So this show actually happened at a museum in Mexico City, about an hour away from each Cinco de Mayo. So on Sunday, I actually went and performed at the hackathon. Immediately after, I left and went to this event. And I actually was part of an AI prompt battle live at a museum. And so the prompt battle was really cool. I got to try out a new AI prompt to image app. And that's not released yet, like an unreleased one. So that was really fun. And there was like rounds, and like you had like a timer, and it was a whole thing. It was pretty fun. But also the main reason that I went was to see Empress Trash showing her art there. So if you see one of the pictures, you can see me taking a picture of her with her art, which is really, really, really awesome. And it's all about like themes of women and water, and like La Llorona, which is like a very well-known story of a woman who's like looking for her kids by the river. And then Ophelia from Shakespeare, who, as some of you guys know, if you read the story, drowns in the river. And so, yeah, just really, really cool. And this exhibition was organized by Karen Medina, who I've been connected to in Web3 for quite some time, but never like met in person. So, yeah, I got a chance to meet her in person. She invited me to be part of the prompt battle. And yeah, I got to meet a few of the artists that were showcased. So, yeah, it was a really packed Sunday, but it was really fun. And yeah, that's kind of what I did for the weekend. So shout out to the women artists and the curators and everybody who's just like making it happen literally all over the world.
I love this. And I love the colors of like all the art and everything. I mean, looks like a awesome gallery too. That's awesome. Very immersive.
It was really cool. It was like all the walls were covered in the art, and then they had a room which was like an immersive room. It was more of a square, and they had a DJ in there, and like all the art was being projected on. It was really, really cool. I had a little FOMO that I wasn't like fully part of it, but yeah, it was just really cool to go and support, and yeah, just see what's going on here in Mexico City scene for Web3. It's like there's definitely things happening. So yes, can't wait for the next one.
Yes. Speaking of, there are definitely things happening. Obviously, we know there's things that happen in Web3, but there's also things that happen in our globe, and there's news. So I think we should bring it over to our next segment, what I'm going to be calling from now on in the layered now. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Creatress?
I like it.
Now, okay, where we talk anything from current news, what's trending, what's in AI tech and space tech, and all the things. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what layer we're gonna uncover. But here are some of the things I found interesting. So I don't know if you saw this, but Skype is officially discontinued. So Microsoft has sunsetted Skype, and so that brings an end to more than 20 years of service. And fun little fact, me and Keegan did long distance between San Diego and LA, and Skype was how we used to communicate before Zoom existed, before other live streaming platforms. Skype was the place we used to have our little chats and our dates. So but yeah, Microsoft is now urging anyone who ever used Skype, you have a full year to go if you had any messages or pictures that you need to save and you want to save. They say that you can go and use their Microsoft Teams, which is they're not new, but their current live stream platform. Usually, typically, like offices and corporate uses Microsoft Teams. So I don't use it. I don't know what messages are on there, and I'm okay. I'm okay letting it go. Whatever is on there, I have let it go. So if it erases, it erases. So I don't know. What do you think? Did you ever use Skype, Creatress?
Oh yeah, for sure. I did see that. I think it was in an email that I saw today or something. I was just like, oh, end of an era. End of an era. I didn't know you had such a personal connection to it. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I did. And it just, when I saw, I was like, oh, dang, it instantly brought back all the memories. And yeah, I think that's when me and Keegan first discussed, like, hey, should we be official? It was all through live streaming, I guess, on Skype. So yeah. So, but speaking of eras, when one era closes, there's another era that may be reborn. So, Lady Gaga, everybody thought, she was done. She hasn't produced music at least in 10 years since she did her hits like Bad Romance and I Was Born This Way. But I'm sure a lot of you who are on socials like Instagram, all over, at least on my feed, Lady Gaga breaking records and how do you pronounce it? Rio de Janeiro. Am I saying that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So she broke records. I saw numbers ranging from 2.1 to 2.5 million people at her concert. And here's a little. Over 2 million people in the crowd singing Abracadabra. Wow. You think, imagine, okay, great. This just reminded me, like, imagine her music stopped. Imagine hearing the crowd clap and sing your song. Like, I'm sure they would, but.
That's literally how I felt. That's literally how I felt. Like, I'm not a singer. So obviously I'll never have that, like, that specific feeling of like people knowing like the words to your song or like, but like, I think this is as close as I'm going to get to that.
You had a little Lady Gaga moment.
I love Gaga, by the way.
Yeah, so congrats to Lady Gaga. I'm a fan. I'm loving her new music, and yeah, I just love ladies breaking records like as they do. So moving on, in other news, we've got space news. So here's a little space news for you guys. So this thing here, this is a spacecraft known as Cosmos 482 or Cosmos with a K or Cosmos with a C, could be spelled either way, or simply 05919. But this was a spacecraft that actually had 4 parts. So you're only seeing one part of it right now, but there's actually 4 parts to it. And this was from Russia, where they had sent this spacecraft and it was intended to go to Venus. Well, there was a malfunction and it didn't quite make it even out of Earth's orbit. So it broke up in 4 parts. 2 parts have landed back in the day. I think it says here in 1972, this was launched March 31st, 1972. So over a decade ago, right? Way over a decade ago. And yeah, so 2 parts of it have landed. And then there's been 2 parts of the spacecraft that has been orbiting Earth ever since. So this is what part of 1 of 2 that are still in orbit, okay? And so this thing is going to crash land on Earth this week. They predict anywhere sometime between tomorrow on May 7th to maybe March 13th. They're saying most likely it's going to happen on May 10th. So keep a lookout. I don't know. They don't know where it's going to land, but check it out. This is a website you can look at to track where this is now. So let's go see where it is. Around 11 o'clock. It was just on the west coast of North America. So let's see. Wait, is it going to open for me? Maybe I have to exit. Oh, here we go. I have to do this. All right, let's see where it is. Where do you think it is? I think it's still probably over North America. If it will load for me. I have a lot of tabs open. Oh, okay. I'm seeing North America.
The red dot is where it is?
Okay, so I'm here. But where is the thing? Oh, it's over here. It's in Asia.
Okay, so we're good. We're pretty much safe.
For today. But again, they're predicting this thing is gonna crash sometime tomorrow until the 13th, which is next Tuesday. So who knows?
So we will report on where it landed. Tune in next week to see where it landed and if it did any damage. Hopefully not.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's over Asia right now, gonna cross into the Pacific Ocean and back around. So this is the trajectory that it goes in. You see this like parabola kind of curve looking thing. So that is its orbit every single day. And so yeah, they really don't know where it's gonna land. And we're hoping, I mean, look how much area goes into the ocean, right? The Indian Ocean here, a little bit the Atlantic Ocean. So we're really hoping that it lands in the ocean and not on lands. But just be careful. Keep a lookout. Maybe
so everybody be on alert. The next 5 days. The next 5 days, be on alert. Don't sleep because it could. Yeah. Anyway, we're not even gonna go there. But it's gonna land in the ocean. That's my prediction. It's my prediction. If you have any predictions on where it might be,
all right, put it on Poly Market. What are we betting on? Where is it gonna land? So that's a little bit of space news for you guys. Hopefully, didn't scare you too much. But in less scarier news, here's our next segment. I'm now calling Layered 3 Lowdown, where we give you the latest news in Web3, at least the news that I find, and that's more on a positive note. We don't want to highlight the scandals and the craziness that goes on, but we will highlight May Madness. This is a bracket, I guess, that Unboxing Web3 has started. So if you don't know about Unboxing Web3, go check them out. This is a show hosted by Gucci'da and Crypto Dilly. These are 2 guys that are in the Bored Ape ecosystem, and they have an awesome show where they unbox all different things from Web3. I've seen them unbox some like the artifact shoes. I've seen them unbox Pudgy Penguin stuff. I've seen them unbox a lot of cool things within the Web3 ecosystem. And so they're actually hosting a May Madness bracket on their website, unboxingweb3.com. And basically it's a tournament, but anyone could have joined. So I think it's closed now, but this was open to anyone. You did not have to own any Bored Apes. You didn't have to own ApeCoin, but it is your chance to win 1,000 ape. 1,000 ape is on the table. And so, yeah, I entered, and I know a couple other people entered. And so basically what this bracket is, I believe, is I think people vote on like what is like the best or top projects in the ape chain ecosystem. So you have projects like the Rillas, the G's, DSNR, all different kind of NFT collections on ape chain, and they're battling it out week by week on the brackets. And so if you predicted everything correctly, I think you're entered into winning 1,000 ape. So I think that's a pretty cool little fun interactive thing that they're doing. And who doesn't love to try and win free crypto? So yeah, go check them out. Shout out again to Unboxing Web3. And so there's a lot of things that are happening on different chains. And so one of the other chains I'm also following is Abstract. And so speaking of these games, I feel like we're seeing a lot of that lately is these games. And so Abstract has officially kicked off their first day of Abstract games yesterday. And so there's going to be 4 daily games where you have 24 hours to climb the leaderboards. And so you do have to have a ticket. I think you had to go and purchase them. I didn't have time to go and get one, but I hear that you can win pudgy penguins and other things. And I'm not entered, but Keegan told me yesterday he won a ticket in a giveaway. So yeah, congrats. Keegan was.
So you're kind of in.
I'm kind of in. Whatever he wins, technically is my win too, I guess.
Nice, lucky you. Well, hey, I don't want to cut this short, but we do actually have some time restriction with our guests.
Okay.
So I wonder if we can come back to finish the last 2 things on here, just in the interest of time.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so we'll continue on in just a moment with this other news. Let me. There we go.
Yes. I also sent you a message in the private chat for you to check later when you get a moment.
Okay, awesome. All right, so without further ado, we do have 2 special guests that we're bringing on today. We have the wonderful Snacks and Sean. Let's welcome them to the stage, the 2 guys of Pizza DAO, the pizza crew here.
The pizza guys.
The pizza guys.
What's up, guys? Welcome.
2 of many.
It's true, 2 of many.
Not the only 2.
Actually, you 2 host Pizza DAO events on May 22nd, so you're also part of the team.
We're pizza gals. We're not pizza guys. We're pizza gals.
Pizza gals. Pizza guys.
The pizza guys.
Part of the mafia.
Yes. So please give us a little intro before we butcher it. Like, what who are you? What do you do? What's going on here? What's all the pizza hype?
Yeah. Well, we're Pizza DAO. If anyone doesn't know what Pizza DAO is who's watching, we're a global pizza co-op and we're a pizza party planner. We buy a whole lot of pizza for the Web3 ecosystem, as well as throw a global pizza party every year on Bitcoin Pizza Day, May 22nd.
Awesome.
All right. And what about Mr. Sean of the Smith? Sorry, Val.
It's all good.
I help out with communications, public relations, and marketing for Pizza DAO. I've been a member since 2021. I joined right before the first Pizza Day on May 22nd, 2021. And then it was NFT NYC that year that really, I carried a lot of pizza up a lot of steps and met the whole crew in person. And I've been Don Sausages ever since.
Sausages ever since.
What does Don Sausages even mean?
It's up to your imagination.
The dawn of I'm getting sausages, but I'm like, what's the snog?
So he's the dawn of the sausages. All right, we're not going to double click on that and go down that wormhole, but that's hilarious, and I think it's funny that you mentioned 2021, because now that I think of it, because I mentioned about my first performance being in 2021, were you there, or am I remembering it?
Definitely. Yeah, I was there.
You were at my very first, right, performance ever?
Yeah, was it at the NFT Me party, the Crypto Pills party?
Yep. At
Yeah.
the it was supposed to be the Flatiron building, but that place was being renovated, so it's like right next to it, like their little annex. But either way, thank you for being there, Sean. As you may like put one and one together, like we go way back. So I know Sean since even before then from Clubhouse. So
Yeah. I've
it
been a
was
fan
late.
for a long time.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the support always, and I'm glad you guys finally made it onto the show. This is exciting.
Funny story, you mentioned Clubhouse. For people who don't know, Pizza DAO fully formed on Clubhouse. Pizza DAO does not exist without Clubhouse and the Clubhouse NFT community. Not a chance.
Hell
Wow.
yeah. See, there's layers to this, y'all. I came in through Clubhouse. Val was on Clubhouse at some point, I think, right? You were? Yes.
Yeah, I
We
totally
didn't meet there.
was.
We didn't
Before
meet there.
Twitter Spaces existed.
No. So, oh geez. So anyway, enough of that OG, talk. What's going on with you guys? I know you guys have a lot going on. You said your party is coming up. It's this week. So, is there any more history you want to talk about, or do you guys want to talk, get into the party?
Well, this is our 5th year, so that's a big milestone for us. It's the 5th time we've done this. And last year we did it in 200 cities. We had about 15,000 people come across 80 countries. Yeah, there's the map. And this year, the map is looking quite a lot busier.
Yeah.
Wow. How many estimated you think parties are going to happen on the 22nd this year?
It looks like about 420.
Oh, okay. Don't add any more. You're going to cap it at that number for undisclosed reasons. I love it.
All right.
I love it. So where oh no, Val, you please.
I was gonna say, so the biggest thing that I know that attracts many people to these parties is that there's what? Free pizza. So how are you guys able to pull that off? Like, how is there free pizza at 420 different cities?
So we've spent over $1 million on pizza actually to date. Well over $1 million at this point. So the first amount of money that we spent, it came from our NFT, which we sold as pizza boxes that you can then open and order a pizza NFT, which looks hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. What are the toppings? What are some of your favorite toppings on our pizza, Don Sausages?
Sausages.
Oh, I love spiders.
Oh yeah, the spiders. They're these like pipe cleaner spiders that a dad made with his daughter, and they like photograph them and crop them, and so they're these like very cute little spiders that get scattered on the pizzas.
I love
I've got to drop the pizza collection. So you can see
Is the
them.
black hole sauce or a crust?
Oh yeah, the black hole sauce, very rare. There's a moon crust.
Wow, moon crust. Okay, I think we need to feature that on our space segment at some point, Val. Like, I feel like that's a little something there. That's great.
Okay.
I just shared the link if you want to give some of our viewers an idea of what these magnificent digital pizzas look like and why you might find spiders on them.
Yes. How do I look this up? Spiders?
I think click that. Spider. There's like an there you go. You get the spider pizzas. Ooh, I know this pie. This is a very rare horror pie. I know it well. Pie number 1117. Yeah, I know this one.
Oh my God, there's the spiders.
That's great. I love it.
That's awesome. These are awesome. I actually have a rare box, right? So there's a couple layers to this, right? You can mint a rare box, and then which is a pizza box, and then you can decide if you want to open the box to reveal what kind of pizza is inside. Is that right?
Yeah. You actually get to pick from, we have 9 recipes, and they each have sort of different toppings that are possible. So you pick, and then our chef renders this spectacular 4K pizza image, and that's your pizza. And there are 314 possible toppings.
Dang.
What is it? What do you get? Like say I got some ETH and I'm like, let me go get one of these pizzas. Like then what? Like what do I do?
Then you come to the Pizza Out Discord and you authenticate with it, and that is your ticket to be a part of the Pizza Mafia.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm part of
that
the
sounds-
Pizza Mafia.
And what's the Pizza Mafia anyway? Like, what do we do? What do you do once you're in this mafia? I mean, obviously the initiation is like buying the pizza, right? Right. But then what? Well, what happens then?
Like
You
like
get your
any
mafia
good
name.
mafia. And like any good mafia, we trade favors.
Oh, trade favors. Tell me more.
Well, we step into the back room and we say, does anyone need a favor or have a favor to offer? And we do business.
Do business. The Mafia. Come on. The Mafia does business.
All right. Pizza business. So there you have it. If y'all want to join the Pizza Mafia, all you have to do is go pick out a nice pie and then just go join the Discord, and you'll be in, and you'll be able to get in the back room, which is where all the good stuff actually happens. They have like free snacks, free pizza, drinks, right? Metaphoric. We're talking. This is all on Discord, guys.
We have
Anyway.
gambling. We have crime. There's and you also get to vote on proposals and submit proposals too. We are a DAO. So if you're having an event, or if you're hosting or going to a conference or something, and we're not having an event there, you can hop into the proposals channel and you can submit a proposal or vote on a proposal. Most of the proposals right now are for hiring members of our DAO to help out with our global pizza party, because it takes many Dons to make this party happen.
Yeah.
What about Donna? What about Donna's?
Many Donnas as well.
So, okay, about the party. Okay, I love the idea of the proposals. And for anyone who's not familiar with DAOs, basically the Ethereum and the funds that go to purchase the tokens go to this beautiful thing called the treasury. And by having a token, you get to vote on proposals that are made. And, usually the proposals are asking for some sort of, monetary, I guess, help. And then as a voter, you get to vote yes or no. So that's just a little background in case you don't know about DAOs. That's essentially the structure of most of them. So now, if you're part of the DAO, does that mean that you get to host a party, or can anyone host a party?
So we do two types of parties at Pizza. So we do conference events, which a lot of people have been to, like our side events at the major conferences, and then we do the global pizza party. And people don't know this, but we think of our conference events, actually, it's like a pizza party franchise. So anyone who wants to organize an event around a conference can come to Pizza DAO, and we will assist with, from start to finish, making an event happen, like in the Pizza DAO style. And then for the global pizza party, it's pretty much like the first person who we can connect with that we trust to throw a good pizza party on Bitcoin Pizza Day. We ask them to recruit the local community. And then we really want, like, the point of throwing a global pizza party, besides it being like really fun and silly, is that you get the entire Web3 community together on one day. So like in one day, you network every individual city, and you network between the cities at the same time. So it's this crazy, the amount of people, like it's going to be 25,000 people, we think, this year, that are going to be connected by these events, and just the the long-term ramifications of all those relationships within our ecosystem is massive.
Right. I'm like, well, maybe I hope you guys get to Lady Gaga numbers, 2.1 million. Hey, we're headed that way.
Hey, let's go. Okay, he said they already spent 1 million on a pizza. So like,
Hey, I
might
guess
get to 2 pretty soon.
pizza that's been eaten is getting close to Lady Gaga crowd numbers. There you go.
I love it. I love it. What if you partnered with the Copacabana and brought pizza to the audience?
Bro.
Whoa.
All right, who has a connection over there? Let's get Pizza Dow over there. Come on.
Taylor Swift, Creatress, Pizza Dow, Copacabana. Let's fucking go. Just
Did
kidding.
you just
Maybe
say
not really.
Taylor Swift?
I think she's the one that's being like considered to perform there next after
Oh,
Gaga,
yeah.
actually. So I mean, like, who else could, like, Madonna, Gaga, like, I mean, I'm just saying. Say, yeah, I know not everybody's a fan, but you know what I'm saying. The numbers don't lie. So anyway, Snacks, I know you have to hop off. Is there anything that you want to share? We'll have Mr. Don Snossages to share any other calls to action, but do you want to say anything before you hop off?
I guess that wherever you live on Earth, it's pretty likely that Pizza Dow is going to have a party that you can attend. So you can go to Global Pizza Dot Party and look for it. It's gonna be epic.
Well, definitely, we're having one here in San Diego, and so if you're here in San Diego, we will have one here. So awesome! Thank you so much, Snacks, for joining us today. We definitely need to bring you back on so we can chat more. So enjoy, and you're also hosting one too, by the way, right? In your city.
Of course, I got a host for Philly.
All right. So if you're in Philly, go check it out. And there's also a live stream. If you can't make it to any in person, check out Pizza Dow's live stream. And where can they go to find the live stream?
That'll be on our socials, and we'll have it linked from our website as well.
Sweet. All
Thanks
right.
for joining us, Snacks.
See you, Snacks.
See you, Snacks.
Ciao, everybody.
Ciao.
You know, it's
All
cool.
right,
Snacks
Sean's
is
in the hot seat now. Let's go.
Snacks is hosting a party in Philly, and I'm in Atlantic City, and so we're at about an hour apart. And so last year, I came up with the idea of, like, rather than competing with his city, I would
Mhm.
be the happy hour to his party. So my party happens during the daytime. I'm 3 to 6, and then the
Uh-huh.
Philly party is from 7 to 10, or from, I think, 7 to 9, 6 to 9, somewhere around there. And people go from my party a group of people went from my party to his party last year.
But it's an hour
Wow.
away, so people are willing to make the drive to go. That's awesome.
It's a short hour. It's
Yeah.
you know.
I
No
would do
big
it.
deal.
I would
You're
do
full
it.
of pizza anyway, so, like, you know, you're good. And then when you get there, there's more pizza. So
It's the pizza, it's the people, and then sometimes there's also swag there. I know you're wearing some cool swag. Can we see what do you got there?
let's
The
go.
pizza
Yeah, I
down?
have last year's Global Pizza Party T-shirt, and I also have my Rare Pizzas hat. And we're selling merch on the website. So if you go to globalpizza.party, we have merch there, and we also should
Okay.
have merch at all of our parties. So come by and check it out. It's usually pretty limited, which is pretty cool. So once we do a run of shirts or items, that's it. So I really like the stuff from last year. I think every year, every event, it gets better and better. We had a nice yellow shirt from our NFT NYC party. I think that was 2023 when we had it at the Lamborghini dealership, which was really cool. So shout out to Brandon, who does all of our. He's the guy who created Molto Benny, and he is just one of the founding members of the DAO. So he comes up with these graphics every year and just does a great job. And he just does, like, cool graphics for all of our parties. So we wouldn't be able to do it without him. He's turkey sausage in the Pizza DAO.
Aw, turkey sausage. I love that.
Healthy, I guess.
That's
Absolutely.
so cool. I love how all the cities are on here. I was actually taking a look at this yesterday because I think I'm gonna get a couple for San Diego. So I'm excited. I'm excited to rep and finally have one. So this looks good. I always thought, like, who did the artwork, because it's been pretty consistent every time I see. And you guys really, like, one of the things I do respect and I admire is how consistent you guys are with the brand. Always making sure it's free. You know, these colors of yellow and red and oranges and stuff. And so did you guys did this just naturally happen over time, or did you guys have people come in and say, hey, let's sit down and think about what our branding is going to look like and what's going to say? Because it's a DAO, so I'm really curious how people come together in the DAO to discuss these things.
Yeah, so we do have so we have different groups. So we have like I'm on the comms team, or we just call them teams, or crews is actually what we call them. So there's a
Mhm.
graphics crew and there's a merch crew too, but it's really Brandon who his handle is Infiltrate on X, and it's between Brandon and Snacks who really kind of honed this in the beginning, and then since
Mhm.
then we've brought in more people on the graphics team and the merch team and the comms team, and they help out with everything. So like we even have done different versions. You'll see Molto Benny, our mascot, doing different things. He was at the Eiffel Tower when we did our event in Paris with the Lamborghini dealership. We did a whole thing where we had a Pizza Dow pizza topper, like car topper, like pizza delivery. And you could actually call the number that was on there, and that went to a recording about Pizza Dow. So it was really cool. So it's
That's
really
so
now it's a team effort, but it really did start with Snacks and Brandon and a few other core people who took the brand and they wanted to make sure that it was honed and it was respected and we could grow it in a really smart, organic way. What's up, Issa? How you doing? Look at this. We got the whole crew here.
Yeah, shout out to my sister Issa, who has actually gotten a chance to meet Sean in person, but I honestly don't remember where. Was it in New
New
York?
York. Yeah, definitely New
2022
York.
or
Yep.
23 or something, right?
I think it was 22.
22. Yes, that was the big like wild week, y'all. I performed 5 times and then did a 10-minute like what do they call it, keynote presentation about performance at NFT NYC. So like that, my sister was there and she got a chance to like see how crazy it got. She helped, emotional support, practical support, logistics, and all that stuff. Just to like get back and forth to so many events. So Sean, very, 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 very good friend of the whole team here of There's Layers to This, the whole fam.
Issa
Yeah,
does
and
have a question. She says, what pizza company do y'all buy for this event? So
so
yeah, I know it's not like a Domino's or Pizza Hut, right?
no, we actually specifically don't use chains. We try to use local pizzerias. And that's the best thing about Pizza Now. I mean, besides the community, and it's fun, right? I mean, we're throwing pizza parties, but really we're empowering and enabling these local pizzerias and really kind of injecting some economy into their ecosystem where like it's a Thursday evening, right? So like probably not the busiest night of the week for a pizza place, especially in May. I live in a
Mhm.
seasonal community, so the summers are really jamming here. And so, yeah, we're going to show up and we're going to pack the place at a time when normally it would be dead. And also, hopefully, it gets the Bitcoin community supporting this business and also onboards businesses to Web3, whether they know about Web3 and crypto or not. They're kind of forced to if they participate in this event. We pay them in cash, but we do, try to educate people and get them onboarded. So it's pretty cool.
I definitely know that I think my sister is like gonna make a real big effort to drive 2 hours from LA to come down to San Diego. She's known of crypto and NFT since 2020, 21 when I came in, but every time she comes to an event, it just the light bulb goes off, brighter and brighter, and she starts understanding. And so I'm excited for her to get a feel for her first like global, pizza DAO party. So I definitely think it's an awesome event to just, come in very low key, fun vibes. It's not pressure. It's not like shilling. Hey, you gotta get some crypto, and look at my jacket. These are the NFTs I had. Like, I mean, maybe one could, but
It's
you know,
super chill. And it's like
yeah,
really, you don't need to know anything about crypto to show up and get a free slice and
yeah.
make some new friends. It's cool if you do, but yeah, it really doesn't have anything to do with crypto. And the one year at LA, we had it at a skate park. My spot in Atlantic City, we had roller skaters and motorcyclists come through.
So
Like it was like it kind of gets a whole lot of different people together, which is awesome.
I
And
love it.
and that reminds me, at ETH Denver, you guys featured the Ninja Turtles. the Ninja Turtles showed up, and so I know Cowabunga is a pretty fun. I don't know what would you call it? Like, talk about like how did that come to be with the Ninja Turtles? Because I feel like they're iconic. It's a TV show many people know of, probably saw when they were young, but I know there's a relationship there. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, we're definitely very intricate with the or very entwined with the Ninja Turtles. We wouldn't be who we are without them. So I think it kind of it happened organically, right? Like it's like who loves pizza, right? The Ninja Turtles love pizza, and so
Mhm.
we try to highlight that as much as possible on our Rare Pizzas Twitter account. We actually have every pizza. We're going through them all, but you can go back and look at every pizza that the Ninja Turtles ordered on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show, which is pretty cool. And when
Wow.
you
Who did
and
all
when you
that
jo-
work?
Wait, what? You guys have a list? Did you guys compile this list or like, and then
we
where can
have
we?
we have a list and we're sharing them one at a time on the Rare Pizzas Twitter account.
Wait,
That's
who did the
hilarious.
work? Who did that deep dive into like watching the episodes to see what pizzas they ordered?
You know what? I think I have to ask Snacks about that, but somebody did. It's definitely that's why we're a DAO. Is we have so many members and so many dedicated members, and it was kind of like the Pizza Mafia, the Mafia thing, and the Ninja Turtle thing are the two probably core components of Pizza DAO. Like, so if you like either one of those things, and we keep it fun, right? It's fun, it's light, it's a good time. And when you join Pizza DAO, we've now translated this into Ninja Turtles equal kind of what favors you can offer the Mafia, right? So Leonardo is community, Raphael is biz dev, Michelangelo is art and design, Donatello is tech, April is PR and marketing, and Splinter is legal accounting. And when you're a member of the Foot Clan, you're basically just an all around member in good standing and trying to help out Pizza DAO.
I love that. So there's a role for anyone who wants to join and feel like they're a part of it and like helping the mission in some way, right?
Yeah, we've done some really cool things. I see Young Scrimmage on here. He recorded one of my so we have a mixtape. The Rare Pizzas mixtape is on Spotify, and he produced one of my favorite songs on the mixtape called Sauce. And we're actually working on mixtape number two. So if you're a musician, so we really do welcome all artists. So if you don't have to be a visual artist. If you want to join, it's discord.pizzadao.xyz. And yeah, hop in and we have a music channel. So if you can hop in and talk music, and if you're an artist, we'll try to consider you for the new mixtape.
What?
There,
Wait, what? So if you're a musician, you can like submit a song. Is that what you're saying? Or something like that?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Does it
the
have to
Pizza DAO
be
does have its own house band, which performs all pizza covers, right? So
Mhm.
have another little piece of my pizza, my heart, that type of thing. So, but yes, but we actually have a legit crew of people who are musicians and tremendous artists. Some of them have performed at our past parties, and they do a mixtape every year, or not every year. This is the second installment. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And the songs are awesome. It actually is a really great mixtape. Some really good artists on there.
I think I got to see the live band in New York. I think during NFT MIC last year it was. And they were phenomenal. And that was kind of like my first time. Again, like I've known about Pizza DAO since 2021. I became a Pizza DAO member last year, but there's just so many different components that like you can go down and discover. So like that was my first time like realizing, oh shoot, you guys like do covers of these like well-known songs and pizzafy them, if you will.
it's pretty hilarious. I've actually heard a few of the songs. I love that. I love that you guys are doing that. Let's see what else what have we not covered? Pizza music, 100%.
So
Yeah, that's
I
the
did
pizza collection.
Love it.
I
The
did
house
want to
band.
share. Yes. So I did want to share. You guys I saw this big announcement from Beeple. So Beeple is throwing a pizza party at his studios, which is in South Carolina. Is that right? How did that come about?
How cool is that? Yeah, we're trying
Yeah.
to have a pizza
Very cool.
party in every state. And so yeah, through our connections with the mafia, we reached out to people, and really it's open to anybody, like we said before, who wants to host a pizza party. And he put together this awesome video. So the people parties are epic, and I can't even imagine how cool a people pizza party is going to be. And I'm super stoked about this. He's such a great dude, and he really does support the Web3 community and the artists. And it's just a kind of a testament that we've been around. Like we've been around like a la Bored Apes, right? So we formed in, I think it was February of 2021. So like we're pretty early in like the Web3, this era of NFTs. And for him to host a pizza party, it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah, have you had the chance to visit his studios yet?
No, not yet. I would love to. Have you?
Creatress and I actually did a live show. We were actually sponsored by Stand with Crypto, which is also one of the sponsors, right, of the Pizza DAO's global pizza party. But they had
Nice.
sponsored Creatress and I to go to South Carolina to go talk, to host an sorry, my words are getting all jumbled up, but we were hosting a workshop to educate the locals about, the importance of pro crypto candidates and voting those candidates for the upcoming election last year. So we were there, and then we had obviously we were able to go to his election night that he was hosting for free. And so he had, of course, the typical, like he has these very human-like masks that people wear that look like these world leaders, Kim Jong-un, and who else is on there? Trump and other people. And so he has crazy things, like even the robotic dogs he'll have. And then, of course, the big thing you can't miss is these huge screens that he'll just put whatever there, right? So he actually showcased the elections, like the news that was going on in real time on the screens. And then usually what he does is what everyone who's in Web3 knows, right? Sometimes these locals, they don't know, but what's really cool is they get to know and hear about NFTs by people doing live art on his computer. He usually gets inspired about what's happening that day and what's around in his environment. And he has this laptop or this computer, and he'll design. And then once he's finished with his designs, he'll do maybe about maybe 6 to 8 different pieces. There's these printers on the ceiling, and he'll print out the artwork. And then after they fall, and people are like catching them, right? People who know about these things and NFTs and stuff, because sometimes there is a QR code and you can go claim a Beeple NFT. Not always, but sometimes. And so obviously those things can be worth something, or just people love collecting them. And so I'm really curious to see. I'm sure he will do something for Bitcoin Pizza Day. So who knows? Maybe Pizza DAO will get its name on his art piece as well, which would be really exciting. So yeah, it's one of the cool ways that the locals get to find out also too about NFTs, because they see people grabbing these things and they're like, what's happening? Why are people grabbing these things? And people find out about that in that way. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty fun.
it's amazing. Like we've had some pretty awesome collaborations over the years. Cheech and Chong collaborated with us at an event. Andrew Yang, since you mentioned a political thing, former
Mm.
presidential candidate Andrew Yang, and yeah, Eric John. I have to shout out. Thanks, Scrimmy. Eric John made a pizza that is. If you haven't seen Eric John's art, it's absolutely amazing. He actually makes artwork out of pizza with all edible products. And
What?
so, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I can drop a link for you here. And but
Yeah.
what he did for this announcement was he did one that looks like Beeple, and then we minted it on Zora. So if you want to hop on Zora and check that out, it's pretty aw- and you so you can buy a share. I guess that's what they call it. With here we go. I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now.
All right, sweet. Val, just
I see.
yes,
I
okay,
got
cool. All right.
and
Let's see. I see the link if you want to show it.
awesome. Let me
Let's see this.
yeah.
Let's see this Beeple pizza. I have to mention too on this Beeple live art thing and how he's inspired. Okay, so the time that Val and I went, I used my small privilege. And by small privilege, I mean, if y'all know me in person, you know that I'm pretty small. So I used that, and I tactically like made my way all the way up to the front where Beeple was like creating his art. And I kind of just like stood there and asked him questions like about his 3D process for a good like 10-15 minutes. And at some point I was like, I saw while he was scrolling through his 3D assets library and to like decide what to bring in, I saw like a butterfly or two, and I was just like, oh, I was like, hey, do you ever put butterflies in your work? Because if anyone knows me, you might know, I mean, there's literally a butterfly in my background. So and then he's like, oh, sometimes. And then he goes and like grabs one of the butterfly assets and like puts it into the art. And actually, not that was amazing on its own. I'm like, oh my God, he just kind of like, did I just inspire that? And then the program literally crashed because the 3D asset of that butterfly was so big that it literally like froze the thing and it like crashed. He had to like start the program over and like delete that one. And he ended up bringing in like smaller butterflies, but like what's crazy is then that was one of the artworks that got printed and airdropped from the printers. And I actually happened to be under that printer when they were coming down. So I actually have like a physical print of the art that I like, in my opinion, that I inspired by people. So there's layers to this.
There's always layers to this.
Prints of 3D butterflies falling from the sky. It's so poetic.
It is. It actually was, now that I think about it.
It was really sweet. So y'all, if you're in Charleston, don't miss the pizza party there. It's gonna be epic. We probably won't be there, but if you're there, you should go. Don't miss out. What else? I feel like we're coming down to the end of the show almost. Oh wait, we still have like some news to share. Should we?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Please, globalpizza.party is the website. So please go get some free pizza on May 22nd, but the party doesn't stop there. We have pizza parties at basically every major crypto conference around the world. So you can check us out at pizzadao.xyz. Globalpizza.party is the website. And then we have a Discord. So probably the best way to find us is pizza_DAO on X. We have all the links in there. Join the Pizza Mafia. You don't need to have an NFT, but you can buy one. They haven't minted out yet. So you can go to rarepizzas.com, check out the NFT, maybe buy one. And if you want to support us and buy some merch too, globalpizza.party. We have merch links on there too.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, we definitely will be sharing those links out on our YouTube and our Twitter. And of course, if you want to host a pizza party in your city, if you check out their website and you don't see it, a pizza party in your city, definitely reach out to Creatures or I, or of course, Don Sausages or Snacks on our show. And feel free to shoot a DM and we'll get you started with your pizza party. All right. Well,
thank you for joining us, Sean.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the time.
I look forward to seeing you virtually on May 22nd. And thank you both for being great members of the Pizza Mafia and for hosting pizza parties.
Of course. Our pleasure. We'll see you on the next show. Thank you, Sean. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Whee! That was a fun guest segment.
Yes. I absolutely love Pizza DAO and everybody. They're just such great people. And, actually one of the things that we didn't cover is, but that they do a lot of like good stuff for like humanity. I've seen these pizzas also given to, countries that, need help, with food and stuff like that. I've definitely seen them do some good stuff for people around the world. So that's something that I really like about these DAOs, is that they really try and help. It's so I love that. So yeah, let's see. I think we have a comment here. Screamy in here saying fire discussion. I love Screamy. Shout out to you. He's also a big part of the DAO. He's always someone that I turn to when I need help. I'm like, because sometimes the Discord, guys, I know sometimes Discord can be a little overwhelming. There's a lot of channels, a lot of people, and everyone's just there to help and make this, a fun ride. But Young Scrimmage is my boy. He's my boy. Before I became a Pizza DAO member, I think he had helped me with my first proposal in the Discord, which got passed. We were able to do a VCon pizza party. And so yeah, that was awesome. There you go. Shawn. Thank you both. Pizza should be free. Yes, it should. And
basic
thanks
human rights.
Much love. Always a pleasure helping you. 2025 is going to be epic. Yes, it is. With 420 different cities hosting their own pizza party. But let's get back to finishing up our Web3 news. There wasn't much left, to be honest.
Yeah.
So let me share my screen here real quick. All right. And so, yeah, we had already covered Ape Chain. We covered Abstract. And let's cover a little bit of Somnia for no one, or for anyone who isn't familiar. Somnia is also a up-and-coming layer 1 blockchain. They are currently live with their testnet. And so I've been trying to keep up with what's happening in Somnia. And so what Somnia started doing is they're actually doing these cool little weekly updates to kind of follow with what's going on in their ecosystem. There should have been a link that directed me to their website, but I guess it's not. But let me blow this up so we can kind of see. Let's hide this real quick. And okay, so some of the things is that they have partnered with Haifu. There was a Somnia Yappers Lounge, which if you're into getting points and rewards for tweeting about things you're already doing, like if you're a fan of Somnia and you want to provide education or news of what's happening with Somnia, they have partnered with Kaido. So they had a Somnia Yappers Lounge, which featured their top leaders on the leaderboard who are excelling on the Kaido Somnia leaderboard, and they share about what content is working for them. So that's awesome. I know they have a game here called, I think it's Crusaders. I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, so they have games that are on there, and they were just at Token 2049 in Dubai, which I saw, and Herman Arula was there. Herman Arula is one of the co-founders of Somnia. He's one of the guys behind Improbable, which is the metaverse that has done the other side experience for Bored Ape. They've done stuff for MLB. They've done stuff for K-pop singers. And so they have these really immersive experiences in their metaverse. And so, yeah, Herman Arula was there. I was a little jealous because Herman Arula was supposed to be at ETH Denver. And then unfortunately he got sick and had to quarantine in his hotel. And so me and Keegan were bummed because we were really looking forward to meeting him in person. We've been huge fans. Herman has a digital audiobook that we listen to that explains his philosophy and his idea of what he envisions the metaverse to be. So go check that out too if that's something anyone's interested in learning more about, the metaverse and how this is going to come into play in our real world. So yeah, that's a big reason why I love Somnia, is because there's these really, really intelligent people and developers that are building this blockchain. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about that on what's happening there. And then lastly, I wanted to show this really awesome video that Rydas had created, this was for May 4th, and this is NFTs that he owns. So this little character you're going to see is his coda, and then you're going to see his Bored Ape come in. But this was for May the 4th. And so I think I wrote a tweet. I said, my God, Rita, you didn't have to go so hard and make my Yoda GIF look so mediocre on the timeline compared to your custom May the 4th post. So you'll see what I'm talking about because, you know, yeah, I'll just let the video do the talking. You guys hear? I don't know if there's sounds with this. Maybe I can swear there's sound. Oh, yeah. So Riders is extremely talented animator. Wow. As you can tell, that looked like a little trailer to a real movie, Star Wars inspired with his NFTs. So I love that. I love showcasing how people are utilizing their ownership of their NFTs. And so I certainly can't do that, but you know, I've got AI. Hopefully AI is getting there. It's not at that level just yet. But that's how I've been able to make some animations, which if you saw in the beginning, our intro, some of it is AI generated, and then you'll see our outro, which is also an AI generated for animation. But yeah, I think that was it. Other than that, I did have a little bit, I guess, of last year's pizza party, since we were talking about the pizza parties. So this was last year in San Diego. We all got together at the Sandbox, which we will be having it there again. This was in their front patio. Now we've got their back patio, which has a private pool table, private dart games, arcade games. We've got 9 TVs. We got a private bartender and bar, all covered, free pizza, free drinks all night. So it's going to be epic. This here is my rare pizza box that I got. X marks the spot.
Nice.
And then, yeah, this is a little recap video. I guess we can. There's Tyler. And dogs are welcome. So there's some fun games. You guys will have artists.
Hey friends, I see Belle.
So yeah, that's a little bit. So it kind of gives you guys the vibes of what a local pizza party could look like. And yeah, I think that's it for our show.
Let's keep going on the slides. I got one last thing to share, actually.
Okay, I exited out of it. Oops.
I can share my screen.
I've got it. Give me a second.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have coming up next our Art of the Week segment.
The Art of the Week. Can't forget the Art of the Week. All right, here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
of the week. All right, what is the art of the week? Da 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 da. What is it? What is it?
What is it? What is it?
Will it load?
Yes.
Da,
There
da,
it
da, da.
is.
Okay. Frida's Daughters.
Yes. So happy to announce that Frida's Daughters, which is one of my artworks created using AI, funny enough, we were just talking about that, has been selected in the Indigenous Art category for NFT NYC for the Artist Showcase coming up in June. So that's the art of the week this week, because I'm announcing that it was selected. This artwork was created almost a year ago and has also been exhibited in Miami and somewhere else. I can't remember. It's been exhibited in multiple places. So I'm really excited about it going to New York next. And this is an artwork that is inspired by the idea of, if you know Frida Kahlo, she's one of the most famous Mexican artists of our time. And she wanted to have children, but never actually did. So the thought that I had was, so many artists in Mexico are inspired by Frida, and not just in Mexico, but around the world. And just the notion that like all the female artists that are inspired by her are in a way like metaphorically like Frida's daughters, because we carry that inspiration forward and that just like the pride of being from Mexico and being an artist. So that's kind of the thought behind it. And yeah, you can find it on Object. There's 20 editions, very, very accessible price. And yeah, and as well, there are about 10 postcards that you can claim. So if you go to this this tweet, and you can find the link. All you have to do is subscribe to my One Hub, and then you're able to claim a digital postcard. And you're actually also able to purchase one, like a physical postcard to be sent to you. And that postcard is a kind of a modified version of this artwork. And I know this artwork looks static, but the actual artwork is about a 10-second animation of different women that look very similar to Frida. So like a whole collection of Frida's daughters all in one short video. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, come out to New York if you can in June, and you can see it in person.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's a good way to end the show too, on a high note with some good news. This has been an awesome episode. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in into season 7, episode 5, where we featured our friends at Pizza Dow with Snacks and Sean. Also want to give a shout out to Keegan on 10KTF Teaching Tuesday, who is our sponsor of There's Layers to This. He has a show called 10KTF Teaching Tuesdays that is a spaces and sometimes a live stream on Abstract. And yeah, shout out to him. He will be live today, Tuesday. He usually goes live around 6:15 p.m. Pacific. So go follow him at 10KTF Teaching Tuesdays and at ___ Keegan. That's 2 underscores in the beginning, Keegan, and then 2 underscores after. So yeah, go check him out. We love him. We appreciate him. And that's him repping his brand, Ground Game Strong, with his Bitcoin sweater, ready for Bitcoin Pizza Day.
And if you want to sponsor our show, I have to say, we as a team created that really cool graphic, took that image, that video where he looks really cool. So we could do something similar for you. If, we try, we do what we can for our sponsors, make them look really cool, even though they already are. Yeah, so just putting that out there. We are hoping to take our show to many more places and to go report live from many more events. So if you have an event and you want us to come out and bring our mics and interview the organizers or the people there at your event so everyone online can see how cool it is, we got you. So just get in touch.
Yes, yes. IRL really showcases what's happening on the ground, on the scene, because not everyone can make it to these events, as we know. So
Right.
yeah, we love bringing there's layers to this, and yeah, it's funny thing. Speaking of Keegan, by the way, he is in the comments, and he said, "I found your phone." He found my phone, guys. In case you guys didn't know, I haven't had my phone all day today, and it's been a little bit of a struggle because I'm a little worried. I'm expecting some important business calls. So sorry if you're seeing this video or this live stream. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I just don't have my phone. If you texted me,
Well,
I'll get back to you.
I'm very curious where it is, but tune in next week and find out two things: where that space piece of junk comes down and crash lands, and come find out where Val's phone was all show. Join us next week.
And we will also have an awesome guest, right? Next Tuesday.
Oh my gosh, yes. Next week we have our amazing artist and friend of the show and one of my collaborators, Miss Maximilian. So please make sure you tune in. We're going to be doing a short interview with her and talking about some of the artworks that she has created recently. So please tune in.
Looking forward to that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We'll catch you next Tuesday, also at 12 p.m. Pacific, I believe. So we were a little different on time today. We're a little earlier. So yeah, put that in your calendars, 12 p.m. Pacific. We will be live again next Tuesday with our special guest, Maximilian. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.